Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Dear students, Assalamu alaikum. I am Yasir Hussain from Pakistan Studies Department, Army Public School and College, Ordnance Road. It's lecture number 8 in which we will discuss two topics. One is that of the Simla Conference of 1945 and then the elections of 1945-46. The objectives of our today's topics are discuss the Simla Conference and analyze its results, and highlight the elections of 1945-46 and evaluate the performance of Muslim League in the elections. Students, as a routine, for the recap before this, in lecture number 7 we have discussed about that of the Cripps mission 1942. We discussed about the proposals given by the Sir Stafford Cripps and then the reaction by the political parties. As far as the Simla Conference is concerned, before introducing this conference, I want to clarify one important thing over here, as some of the students are facing this problem. That is, one is the Simla Conference and the other one is that of the Simla Deputation. Some of the students in the exams, when the question comes regarding that of the Simla Conference, they write about that of the Simla Deputation, and likewise if the question comes about that of the Simla Deputation, they write about that of the Simla Conference, which is wrong, totally wrong. These two are totally different things. Only the place where these conferences and deputations were held was the same, that is Simla, otherwise these are different. Simla Deputation was held in 1906. We have already discussed when the top 35 Muslim leaders met with the then Viceroy Lord Minto. Now, this Simla Conference was held in 1945 and it was a conference of the all parties with the then Viceroy Lord Webber. So please note down this difference. Then, coming to its introduction, Lord Webber came to India as a new Viceroy in 1944. After coming, he announced a plan for the solution of the Indian problems. The plan stipulated a Viceroy's Executive Council, which was a temporary arrangement. The council should be comprises of all Indian communities. Except the Commander-in-Chief, all offices shall be filled by the Indian members. The Muslim members shall be equal in number to the high caste Hindus. So, to discuss this proposal with the Indian leaders, Lord Webber called an all-parties conference at Simla in June 1945. All important leaders except Gandhiji attended the conference. Now, during the discussions in the conference, the main issue was that of the appointment of 5 Muslim members for the Viceroy's Executive Council. The Congress wanted to appoint 1 Muslim member. The British government also intended to appoint a Muslim member from the Unionist Party. On the other hand, Quaid-e-Azam Muhammad Ali Jinnah took the plea that Muslim League was the sole representative party of the Muslims of India. Therefore, he demanded that all the 5 Muslim members should be from Muslim League. So, due to this disagreement, the conference failed. Dear students, after the failure of the Simla Conference, the schedule for the general elections were announced. So here, the next topic is about the elections of 1945-46. After the end of World War II, in August 1945, the elections for the Central Legislature were to be held in December 1945. Likewise, the elections for the provincial legislatures were to be held in February 1946. Students, both Muslim League and that of the Congress presented their election manifestos. The Muslim League's manifesto was comprised of 2 points. That first was, it was the sole representative of Muslims of India, and the second was that its goal was to achieve Pakistan as a separate homeland for the Muslims of India. On the other hand, Congress included in its manifesto, as it is the representative of all Indians, and it stands for the independence of India as a whole. Now, the results of the elections manifested a complete upset for the Congress so far as the Muslim seats were concerned. All the seats reserved for the Muslims in the federal legislature were won by the Muslim League, and the number was 30. Likewise, in the provincial assemblies, 446 out of 495 Muslim members belonged to the Muslim League. Dear students, here in this table you can see both the provincial elections in India in 1946. These are the provinces, the total number of seats, then the Muslim reserved seats, and the seats won by Muslim League were also given in the last column. Likewise, you can also notice over here the 1945 general elections, that was for the central legislature, 102 total seats, and Muslim reserved seats were 30, and Muslim League won all of these. Here one point to mention. Here you can see total number of Muslim reserved seats 492, and in the Muslim League column here you can see 429, whereas in your book I have already told in the previous point that was 446 out of 495. Just remember that it is because that later on the different independent members also joined the Muslim League. So therefore, later on, the strength of the Muslim League members increased. The question comes in our mind is that what was the outcome of those elections? Here is the answer, that this heavy turnout in the favor of Muslim League manifested Muslim voters' confidence in Muslim League as the sole party that represented their interests, and that they supported wholeheartedly its demand for Pakistan. Dear students, after great victory in the elections, a convention of all elected members of All India Muslim League, both from the central and provincial assemblies, held in Delhi in April 1946, which was named as Delhi Convention. In this convention, Pakistan was again demanded, like in 1940. And Hussain Shahid Sohrawardi moved a resolution about the amendment in Lahore Resolution for establishment of a separate state, not states. We have discussed this point in the Lahore Resolution lecture, where this ambiguity was present, but here that ambiguity was removed forever, and the resolution was opted unanimously. During this convention, Qaid-e-Azam Muhammad Ali Jinnah also addressed, where he made it clear that the Muslim League stood for two independent constituent assemblies, one for Pakistan and the other for the rest of the India. And that's it for these topics, and now here is the time for the assignment. Again, you will have to read and highlight pages 19 to 22, the relevant topics, then learn by heart the definitions and the concepts. There is one short question from the exercise, that is question number 9, and it's about write a note on Simla Conference. You will have to write a note from the relevant pages and do write in your own words. And the long question is about that of the elections, and the question is question number 12 from exercise, write a note on the elections held in 1945-46. You will have to write all the contents from the relevant pages over here. Dear students, thank you for listening the lecture. If you have any queries and questions, you can ask me in the group during that time given to you. I will be there to answer your questions. Do complete your assignments within time, and do go through the lectures, and do also read the relevant topics, because without reading you will not be able to fulfill the requirements. Take care of yourselves. Allah Hafiz.